Hello, everybody. It's me, Nathan from Doc's Drive. And as someone that has taken a multitude of business classes in both college and partially in high school, I have to say this is the most despicable, useless CEO of a businessman that I have ever seen. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. And if there's any investors to the CEO, you should probably pull out before you make a loss. This is the same CEO that managed to tell people that, oh yeah, you need to stop buying avocado toast and stop buying a coffee every morning so you become rich like me. Boy, you did not become rich like that. And we know this. Now, luckily this guy's in Australia, but greedy CEOs like this are in every company. I happen to work for a company which doesn't have a greedy CEO. Well, they have multiple actually, and they're actually nice people. And if I was to show them this CEO, they would say this is one of the worst things and agree with me. Now, taking business classes and stuff too, there is a multitude of things you're taught. For example, showing how valuable your employees are and how much of a necessity they are, and why you shouldn't take the employees as some sort of like puppets or anything. In reality, they're still human beings. This also goes with the business law type of thing. Now, I don't know what it's like in Australia, but if given any common sense, it's basically your employees are not meant to be abused. So I just want to state that I am going to show this video, and sorry for anything that I had to show in front. This was just to show the Fair Use Act. Now, and just to let you know, this is something that I will barely do, which is reaction. And if I need to do this, this is because I can no longer stay in the term of staying neutral, and something needs to be done and take a side with. So let's get into that video. So this is the CEO right here. And yeah, Tim Gurner. And what he said here, and I'm going to tell him how he can bite his own thing. Because he's like, oh yeah, this and that. This guy is also a property manager. So he thinks that because he's all in control of the property and stuff, that he's high in the world. No. This is actually how you lose value and even get it brought in by the government. So, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's get into this.
Jump 40-50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop it right there. They work for the employer, not the other way around. They're in at will. In fact, if anything, you can immediately have no workers, and we'll see how fast your production actually goes, to completely shutting down. This is an absolute mess of a CEO. And if this was said here in America, the government would be pulling him in. Because, yes, the Starbucks CEO actually did something like this. And with the unions, it started shutting down stores and actually got pulled in for union busting, which is illegal. Now, like I said, I don't know Australian law, but I can tell you right now, and I'm going to give him a suggestion, actually. A business-to-business suggestion from a business worker to another one. Why don't you go ahead and let all your employees go if they're so ungrateful? Or you know, better yet, here's an idea. You want harder labor? Start paying for it. Because guess what? You hire minimum labor, you're going to get minimum work. That's just how things are. People are no longer wanting to work like extra for minimum and no recognition. What's the point? What's the point? That's the problem, and a lot of people found this out after they got mass laid off during COVID. I was luckily not laid off during COVID. In fact, my store has a zero layoff tolerance, and even though I caught COVID, they still welcomed me back, and they actually took care of me while I was sick by giving me COVID sick time, which was an extra thing from the state and from them. So I want to thank my workplace, and I'm very grateful to work there. In fact, even if I become big on YouTube, I'm still working there. How do you think I got my video ideas?
I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around.
All right. That's where the video ends because I had The original video was taken down. They're extremely lucky to be working for you. If anything, that would be unionized static, just to go against you. Or even better. And you know what's funny? I did see the rest of the original video, and he was talking about like, oh, how tradies are like very not happy and stuff too. And let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. You're lucky to have them working for you, even after saying that. In fact, if I found out you were my CEO, I wouldn't even put it in 2 weeks' notice. I would just straight out leave and make caution and find your rival company and work for them just to spite you. But like I said, I work for a great company and I'm happy to have them. But if I was in Australia and I was a contractor, I would immediately ditch this guy. So let's get to his apology.
We need to see unemployment rise.
Yeah, yeah,
Unemployment
yeah,
has
yeah.
to jump
Here's
40,
the news
50%, in my
coverage that
view.
talked about
We need to
his
see pain in the economy. We
apology.
need to remind people that they work for the employer, not the other way around.
So within a few hours of those remarks, the AFR put them up online. They went viral on Twitter, and then it generated commentary all over the world. So I think he realised pretty quickly,
Yeah.
I've made a big mistake here. And he released an apology yesterday afternoon, basically saying he sincerely, deeply regrets what he said. My comments were deeply insensitive to employees, tradies, and families across Australia who are affected by these cost of living pressures.
All right, bull alert, bull. No, this guy is only right now covering his so he can have his assets. Yes, I'm cursing. Yes, this is very uncommon for me to curse. Now, you know what's funny is that Tim Gurner, um, this is a guy that has been highly insensitive to employees and anyone that's poorer than him. Now, like I said, this guy, if you work for him and you're invested with him, I suggest pulling out before there's a loss because whatever this guy now says, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It will always be twisted to be bad because now he's considered to have a bad rep. And what's going to end up happening is that a lot less people want to do business with him. A lot less people want to do anything with him. And you're not going to make any money anymore through your investments. As someone that's taken economics, there is multiple things that can mess with something's stock. And one of the big ones is reputation with the company or the leader or CEO, even as of the company. I would say founder, but the more it's turned into CEOs at this point. But yes, due to the way the company is, you can physically lose money through your investment just over CEOs and business decisions. So, and the way that affects is lack of sales, lack of everything. And again, this is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm going to go ahead and check his value. 1 second. All right. So, I couldn't find his value. All right. With that being said, that is one of the most despicable CEOs, but that's not the only one. When CEOs are just making more profit than their workers, this is not right. And this also shows the CEOs are entitled. And like I said, they're just one wrong word away before you lose money, before you lose employment, before you lose anything. And Tim Gurner is like, oh yeah, I might be too loud. I'm actually red barring this. But as I was saying, this is just ridiculous. Oh, no wonder why I'm red barring. There we go. Is this better? Yeah. I was red barring through the video. I didn't even realize. When I say that, I mean my mic is spiked up to red. But as I was saying, this is just ridiculous, and you should not. And if you do work for him, quit. Seriously. Find another job and quit instantly. Don't give a 2 weeks notice for this guy. Because obviously, even as you've been working in a trade for years, he does not care for you and will find any reason to use you. And that's from people in Australia. But like I said, if your CEO is corrupt, like this guy, or is greedy, it's best to leave. It's best to leave because you're not going to get anywhere in the company. In fact, if anything, if they could and make their workers work for free like slaves, they would do that. They would do that. These are the type of people that are the reason for businesses to fail. In fact, If you have a boss that is bossing you around and is not a leader, you're gonna lose your job. That's just how it is. I'll go into that in another video on how bosses make businesses fail. But either way, like I said, I'm not gonna be fully doing reaction videos every now and then, unless this is something you guys want and to hear my output of it. Other than that, this is ridiculous. I want you all to stay safe. This is Nathan Backstrife signing out. Have a good one. Peace.